Madison and Zachary, you fell in love by chance, by circumstance, by alignment of the stars, by divine intervention. But you're here today because you're making a choice. You are both choosing one another. You've chosen to be with someone who enhances you, who makes you think, makes you smile, and makes every day brighter than the last. Zachary, do you take Madison as she is today? Will you promise to listen to her with compassion and understanding, to learn from her, to support her, and accept her support? Will you celebrate her triumphs and mourn her losses as though they were your own? Will you love her and have faith in her love for you through all your years and all that life may bring? If so, please say I do.
I do.
Maddy, do you take Zack as he is today? Will you promise to listen to him with compassion and understanding and learn from him, to support him and accept his support? Will you celebrate his triumphs and mourn his losses as though they were your own? Will you love him and have faith in his love for you through all your years and in all that life may bring? If so, please say I do.
Thinking back on Maddy, I remember a few things. I remember she was one of the very first kids out of our friend group to be born. And it was a really tough and long delivery with Maddy, so I was really emotional. And I remember when she was finally born, I literally thought I cried a little there. I broke down in tears, just sobbing, and my friends had all gathered, and I reached out. If you guys remember, The Lion King was big then, and I held her out like the cub in The Lion King. And I was like, look what we did, and it was just awesome.
Scrolling through the memories of when we began, I couldn't find a single regret. We could write an endless story through the struggle and the glory by your side.
Zack, when Maddy first started dating you, I remember she said to me really early on, Dad, Zack's really special. He's someone I have a really tight connection with. I think you're really gonna like him. And it took a few months because I didn't really get to know Zack that much, but I remember about 3 months into them dating, Zack came to an event at our house. It was like 20 or 30 of my relatives, which would be pretty intimidating for about anyone, but not for Zack. He literally fit right in. He sat down and started talking to Maddy's two grandmothers, sat there and listened as they told him what was going on in the family, and could just tell he was genuinely caring about what was happening with our family. And I realized pretty immediately that Maddy was right, that Zack was really a special person.
For
those of you that know our family, you know that Maddy comes from a long line of avid book lovers. And so it's no surprise that we spent hours upon hours of reading to Maddy as a baby, and later reading with Maddy as she began to read herself. For Maddy, books became the go-to activity, because with a book and a little imagination, any grumpy, sad, or tired day can be made better.
Never fade away. We could sail the skies together till our skin is old.
And then as I've gotten to know Zack better, I've honestly come to learn that he's one of the kindest, most sincere people I have met.
Never fade away.
So I wasn't surprised when Maddy asked me if I would read a short passage from a much-loved childhood favorite, The Velveteen Rabbit, which is the story of a stuffed rabbit and his journey to become real through the love of another. "What is real?" asked the rabbit one day when they were lying side by side in the nursery waiting for the room to be tidied. "Does it have things that buzz inside you and stick out like a handle?" "Real isn't how you are made," said the skin horse. "It's the thing that happens to you when someone loves you for a long, long time. Not just to play with, but really loves you. Then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. But when you are real, you don't mind. Does it happen all at once, like being wound up, the rabbit asked, or bit by bit? It doesn't happen all at once, said the skin horse. You become it. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been left off, and your eyes drop out, and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you're real, you can't be ugly, not to the person that loves you. I suppose you are real, said the rabbit, and then he wished he had not said it, for he thought the skin horse might be sensitive. But the skin horse only smiled. Someone made me real, he said. That was a great many years ago, but once you are real, you can't become unreal again. It lasts for always.
She's every season, the promise of spring, cool breeze in summer, the autumn leaves. She's everything, everything to me. She's every memory, laughter and tears.
Somewhere between the moment you both met to this very moment, a decision was made. Ultimately, two people who love each other must ask themselves how much they hope for as this love grows and deepens, and how much risk they are willing to take. It indeed can be a fearful gamble. It is the nature of love to create, and a marriage in itself is something which has to be created, so that together a new entity may emerge. To marry is the biggest risk in human relations that two people can take. If we commit ourselves to one person for life, this is not, as many people think, a rejection of freedom. Rather, it demands the courage to move into all the risks of freedom, and the risk of love which is permanent, into that love which is not a possession, but is a mutual and heartfelt participation.
Zachary, I'm gonna stay forward. I will have the honor of calling myself your wife. For that, I consider myself the luckiest woman alive. Every path I've walked down led me to you, and there's no one else in the world I would rather share the beautiful and unruly whirlwind of emotions that our love and our life together will surely hold.
My heart, my soul, you are the best of me. My hopes, my dreams, you are the best of me.
I promise to hold on to you as tight as I can, no matter what. I promise to always be here for you, to be honest with you, to make you feel cherished, and to be your anchor in the eye of any storm. I promise to hold your hand every time we walk down the street, and kiss you every time we say goodbye. I promise to never stop fighting for us when things get hard. I promise to give you all that I have and always put you first. And above all else, I promise to love you with all my heart, because that's what I'm best at.
Dear Madison, the first time I saw you, I thought to myself, this is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I'm going to marry her, and here we are. You're going to be the best mother, and I cannot wait to see you with our children. I love you because you're more caring than anyone I've ever met, and have this enormous heart that I admire so much. You have a deep love for animals, you make me laugh, and literally get all of my jokes, and are supportive when I fall short, and are so even when I feel like giving up. You are constantly complimenting me and are an incredibly positive influence. You intrigue me so. You have become a part of me so much, I would not be myself without you.
You are the sunrise waking my day. You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where
Love doesn't make the world go round. Love is what makes the ride worthwhile. It's really true. The love that you two share is palpable to all those around you. Bask in it and let it be your strength as you go through this incredible journey of life together. And then one more quote, this one from Charlie Chaplin, who said, "A day without laughter is a day wasted." And I think we could probably all remember that a little more often. And in the two of you, I see laughter constantly. Laughing at silly things you make up together, like the finger horses for Olivia's birthday, to laughing at things you see around you, to laughing at and with each other. It's honestly beautiful to witness your sharing of this laughter and joy together, and I hope it stays a big part of your relationship for the rest of your lives.
You are the harbor set on my shore. You are the shelter from every storm. This is where I call home. When I'm lost at sea in waters unknown.
It's a little cliche, but honestly, in having Maddy get married, I don't feel like I'm losing a daughter. I honestly feel like I'm gaining a son. And Zack, we had some good times this summer going to Mexico and Alaska. We have a lot more to come, and I welcome you into our family. I love you very much.
Love is like no other. Your love is where I feel alive, my safety and my shelter. Your love is my home. Your love has won me over. I'll always stay here by your side, my safety and my shelter. Your love is my
Our souls were designed for each other. You're my life now, and will be my heaven when it ends. I love you endlessly, Zachariel. And all I ask from you in return is that you give me your last name and let me be yours for all time. Thank you for choosing me. Can't wait to spend eternity together.
I'm anxious to move on to the next chapter of our lives as your partner. I will promise to love you unconditionally no matter how many cats you bring home. Yours truly, your husband.
safety and my shelter. Your love is my home. Your love has won me over.
It is my joyful privilege to officially acknowledge your union as husband and wife. Zachary, you may kiss the bride.
My shelter. Your love